and gentlemen, please welcome Shahrukh.
It's been a long time since a lady sat so close to me and praised me so much. Thank you, Tanya. It's a long, long time.
Shahrukh, it's such a pleasure to see you here. And of course, you received the Crystal Award last night. It's a big honor. What did it mean personally for you? Because, of course, you've received many awards from around the world. You've been praised for all your work in your career so far. But what did last night mean for you?
To be honest, like I've always maintained this, and I think a lot of people, and I'm being very honest about it. I love awards, like I mentioned even last night, movie stars are meant to be narcissists, and we're supposed to be self-obsessed. And when we do a job, a film, or an act, you want to have the biggest award. And I'm, as a matter of fact, if I may say so, rather greedy for them. But having done this work, what I was doing, I had no idea, to be really honest, that awards like this exist. When you're doing, see, what I do as an actor is what I do, and it's good. And I always think it's the best, and I deserve the award. And when I don't get it, I believe maybe the guys didn't understand the amazing art form that I portrayed at that time. But for something like this, I'm not saying it with modesty, it's truly undeserving, because, when I started working towards this actually 4 or 5 years ago, the foundation came in about 2.5, 3 years back, because we needed to regularize it. When I was working with these women, I went in with the concept of a huge amount of, how you are not narcissistically compassionate, that I'm doing a good thing, I need to do this. And that's how most people start, I think, or at least I did. And then I realized, being with them, that they didn't need any empathy. They're very brave on their own. They didn't need any charity. They just want a certain sense of solidarity. They just want you to be with them. And they don't need another definition, which we are only too eager as a society to keep giving women one after the other. When I say women in this case, because 85% of the people, acid attack victims, are women. And I just started feeling that they're doing much more for me after being in a profession where beauty is really looked up to and loved, and we're surrounded by it, and we are all the time talking about it, from the smallest of things to the biggest things, how beautiful this is, how beautiful that is, how pretty films are. And then suddenly on this world where that beauty has been stolen away from you, and they don't need anything but just to be able to, define themselves for themselves. So when I get this award, it actually is the first time in my whole career that I've gotten an award for somebody else's work, somebody else's courage, somebody else's great thoughts, and I genuinely believe that. I'm not saying it out of modesty. So it's really nice that I'm here, also meeting so many people who have a similar strain of thought as I have, on much larger scales in terms of setting up foundations. That's something I don't know how to regularize as yet. So I'm here to learn, and I was very, very humble, and I'm extremely grateful for the award, and especially to Mrs. Schwab for holding it for so long while I gave a long speech. She's so petite and sweet, and she's holding that award. And I asked her, is it heavy? She said, no, it's not. It's all right.
But Shahrukh, you started the Mir Foundation in 2013, and of course you are helping women who have suffered horrific acid attacks and burns and these awful injuries. But what motivated you in the first place? Because, of course, using your global stage, using your global fame, you could pick a number of different initiatives, a number of different charities. So what made you start the foundation?
Actually, Tanya, it's the number. I was in a hospital. I had some physiotherapy to be done for my shoulder, and it's a hospital I go regularly to, and always visit. Everybody, kids and women and families. They come, please visit the rooms and all. So I always go for around late at night, so I don't disturb people. And there was this case of 2 kids from Kashmir whose house had been bombed. And I think they lost their family, and they had 60–70% burns. And And at the same time, I wanted to buy a new PS3 had come out, a PlayStation, for my son, and the shops were closed. So I'd got a shop open because I'm a big movie star. And I got that PlayStation, and I then went to this hospital for my physiotherapy to bring this. And as I saw these kids, and they didn't even realize the extent of suffering they had, actually. They were so young.
Yeah.
And so I left the PlayStation there, and on the way I tried again to get the shop reopened for my son's PlayStation, but it failed. And I came and told my kids about it. And I think things happen by chance sometimes for the good, and I saw them, and they recovered over a year and a half. We got some really nice doctors to come down, look after them. My kids were of similar age then, a boy and girl. So it was, I guess, a more personal compassion also that came into being. When you become a parent, then you become a little more compassionate and gentler. And then I met these ladies, who had been victims. And I kind of started studying, finding out from people, and realized that officially there are only 400 acid attack victims in India. And there's so many issues we all can follow, like you said, and I participate in lots of them indirectly. My friends do it, and sometimes your presence is important so that it gets a voice. So I do all that. But this, I thought, is it's just a number. 400 is a number that I think I can individually, without really having to run from pillar to post, contain, rehabilitate, perhaps, and I pray for myself that my business becomes so big that I actually employ all of them with me. Instead of trying to find, so I have a small company which has a visual effects, and we make film production, and we run a cricket team, and I've been telling them, listen guys, grow your business, so we need more employment, so I get all these ladies to come, and it's only 400 people. And I'm sure at Davos, people have companies which have thousands of people employed. So I think if I can just self-employ them, they're just 400. So the number made me feel that I can really help this, and it will feel touchable help to me. That, we have been able to control lives of 400 people.
Yes.
And then on the other side, there's a whole policy part of it, how acid is sold in India. Then there's a law part of it, the oppressor, how they should be punished, and I want to tackle that later. And I have some really wonderful people. See, individually, I just thought I should just go to people who are already doing this work. So we have a body called Make Love, Not Scars, and there are these young boys and girls working with them. So they've been doing all the work, and Mir Foundation kind of connects with them, and we want to encompass everyone around the country and try to, sort it out. We hope so, opening some rehab centers. The last bit is to open a specialized hospital also. So we'll do that step by step, but contain it within ourselves. I don't know, I'm being selfish about it. I just want to do it myself. I just want to be able to get it done with like-minded people who feel the same about this as I do.